Hi everyone, it's Kristen and we are back with part 2 of our series about the brain. So last time we kicked things off with the hand-brain model and just a quick recap. So right here we have our downstairs brain that controls basic functions like our heart beating, and it also controls emotions. Then we have our upstairs brain, which controls our higher executive functions like thinking, learning, regulating emotions, making sound decisions. So our brain works best when our upstairs brain and our downstairs brains are fully integrated, but sometimes things go a little bit wonky. We lose control, we flip our lids, and we go into our downstairs brains. When we're in our downstairs brains, we lose control and access to our higher executive functions. So you might sit there and think, well, Kristen, I feel like my child is often in their downstairs brain. Like, why can't they make sound decisions? Why can't they show empathy? Why did they cry about something today when they didn't cry about that same thing last week? Well, there's two things to keep in mind. One is that our downstairs brain is pretty much fully developed at birth, but our upstairs brain isn't fully developed until we are around our mid-20s. So children just honestly can't get there fully, and they need your help and support to guide them because their upstairs brain just fully isn't online yet. The other thing to keep in mind, and we touched on this last week, is that the downstairs brain is the fear center of the brain. It is the part of the brain that comes online during fight, flight, or freeze. And there's this little guy in the downstairs brain called the amygdala. That's the watchdog part of the brain. So it's constantly scanning the environment to see, is there anything threatening? So during times when you feel threatened or scared, that amygdala fires, you go on high alert and you go into your downstairs brain. So when a child feels stressed or anxiety or unsafe, or if they're scared, they will go into their downstairs brain. And that's also true for us. So during times of stress, anxiety, if the world's a little bit crazy, we will go into our downstairs brain. So sometimes I'm like, Kristen, why can't you get your words out properly? Why are you being a little bit more emotional these days? And I have to remind myself, I'm in my downstairs brain right now. Like, I can't fully be in my upstairs brain. And during those times, I give myself a little bit more grace and I do what I need to do to make sure that I'm staying regulated. So you can give not only yourself grace, but you can give your child grace when you recognize that they are in their downstairs brain. So the hand-brain model is something that is also really fun to teach your kids, so they can also recognize when they are in their downstairs brain and they might need a little bit of help from you. I'm a huge fan of name it to tame it. So when we understand what's actually going on and we can name it, then we can figure out, okay, what do we actually do? So hopefully this helps to maybe see your child in a new light, to maybe understand what's actually happening when they throw that tantrum or when they're upset. You can recognize, hey, they're in their downstairs brain and this is what's actually going on and this is what I can do to help them.